you guys today. I know that some of you are getting sick of them, but to be honest, all I ever do is blonde hair and no two heads are the same, so I figured I would just keep showing you them. And if you guys have any requests of what you would like to see, let me know and I'll make it happen. So today I have one of my cute stylish Sheridan in my chair, and she is getting married, so we are doing her hair today. And as you can see, she kind of has more of a gold toned, and then underneath here, we haven't colored her hair under here in a long time, so she's pretty much all dark under here. So today we're going to be doing a full head highlight, and we want to make her a little brighter, a little blonder, but we also want to keep some dimension in there. And we're putting in new extensions. So that's the other thing I wanted to show you is she has shorter hair, and we're only going to be doing extensions to about here. It's going to be more like a mid-length extension, and it has a dimensional color in them. So we're going to copy her hair and try to mimic that color, and then we're going to be putting those in. And I'm going to be doing something a little different with the technique of extensions. I've learned a new technique for tape-ins, so I'm really excited to show you guys, so stay tuned. Okay, so this is Sheridan's before. So she has pops of brighter blonde that we've been doing, but underneath here it's all dark, and she also has some gold tones in there. So we're gonna try to knock out the gold, give her a pretty beige low light, and then pop her blondes out a little bit. For her hair, so I'm just going to kind of go over what I'm using. So since she's already pretty blonde, I'm actually mixing up two different tones of blonde for her hair. So in the first one, I'm actually using Redken Flash Lift, and I'm going to do about a scoop and a half for each mix. In the first one, I'm going to use 50 volume. And this is going to be diluted down to 40 volume with olaplex, and I'm using 1/8 of an ounce. I'm using 1/8 of an ounce because I really want the olaplex to work, but I don't want to add too much because that can actually over dilute the product and it won't lift as well. And in this one, I'm mixing 30 volume. With 1/8 of an ounce of olaplex as well, so that's going to be diluted to 20 volume. And then for the low light in her hair, I'm going to be using Goldwell colorants, and this is 8N. So I'm going to use a little bit of that. And then I'm also going to be using Goldwell colorant 7N. And I just mix half and half 8 and 7. And then you don't use regular developer with this color line, you actually use the Goldwell lotion that they recommend. And I just kind of eyeball it because I'm really used to this kind of stuff, but I will sometimes measure it if I don't know the color line or if I'm not familiar with it. I know a lot of people use a scale, and I do like to use a scale, but I use this a lot, so I kind of know how to mix it. And I've been using these Goldwell brushes recently, and they're kind of wider if you can tell, and I really like them, and they're really soft bristles. So those and the Firmar brushes are my favorite to use. I like to start my weaves on a diagonal, so I start down here and I work my way up through the head, and then sometimes I'll go back up here and work my way up as well. So I'm going to do that right here. And since this is pretty much all virgin dark hair under here, I'm just going to be using 40 volume. when I weave, I like to put it straight on and then I kind of feather towards the root so there's no harsh lines. So since the majority of her hair under here is dark, I'm going to be using the 40 volume on it. And then once I get to the top and I have more blonde throughout it, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do by alternating the two lighteners.
Hairbrush.
Oh, a mini hairdresser in the making. And it's his birthday today. He's one. Exactly. Okay, now that I'm done with the back of the head, I'm moving on to the front. And this is where I'm going to implement my 20 volume whitener. And when you're doing a piece right here by the ear, it's really important to pull tight because that coil can slip really easily. And I'm using my 20 volume whitener right here. Because she's already pretty blonde, we just want to bump it up a little more. And when you are brightening up existing blondes, saturation is key. You want to make sure you really get the whitener in there good because you don't want it to be splotchy, you don't want to miss any parts. And then as soon as I get that bottom one in there, I'm going to start angling up. And the reason I do this is because if she wears her hair back or when it falls down, it's going to look more natural rather than lines up the head. It's going to be like this, and it's going to look better if she pulls her hair back. And I use redken flashlights, and it actually doesn't tend to swell very much like normal bleaches do. So I get really close to the root and then I feather it in because I don't have issues with this one swelling and creating tiger stripes. And as I get to the bang area, I'm actually going to alternate weaving and slicing so that way it's really bright around her face. Okay, so she's been sitting almost an hour, and I just want to show you guys how she's processing. She's lifting really well. She still has a little bit of gold where she had old color, but for the most part, she's really pulling a nice blonde tone. So I'm really happy with the way she's pulling. So we're gonna go ahead and rinse her now, and I'll show you everything I'm gonna use on her. Okay, so to tone her hair, I'm going to be using Redken shades of hue 9V and 9P equal parts with the processing solution. And this is my favorite toner for my blondes. It's like my go-to toner for all my silvery white blondes that I do. I have a few other favorite things, but this is just something I always end up using. And the V really targets the yellow tones, and then the P kind of gives it that pearly shine that we really like to have in blonde hair. So I really, really love the way it looks. And it's equal parts, so I did 2 ounces of color, and now I'm doing 2 ounces of the processing solution. And getting exact measurements with this is really important. So I have 4 ounces total. Okay, so when I do extensions, I like to part it off and then take my texturizing shears and kind of point cut into the natural hair to soften any harsh lines that would make blending a little more difficult, especially with shorter hair like hers. And then I've kind of been placing them a little differently than I usually do. What I do is I take the tape and I stick it right on top of her hair where I want it. And then I flip it up, and that gets rid of all the little hairs that would have gotten caught in the extensions otherwise. what we did is we did a heavy highlight with a low light, and then we added in about 3 bags of laced hair extensions. And we did colors number 60 and 1622, which has a low light. How are you feeling? Love it. She loves it. I'm obsessed. She looks so good. And she's a little blonder, so now she really does look like Julianne Hough. She gets it all the time. Yeah. Thanks for watching, you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe.